I hope you are all warm and safe. I've got some news, so let's get right into it. Microsoft has finally done it and completed the deal to acquire Activision. It's been rumored for months and has been stuck in limbo in the courts, but as of Friday, October 13th, 2023, the deal has been finalized. I'm going to bring up the article from Verge that was posted Friday. With all of the anticipation about MW3 and the beta gameplay, this story has kind of gone under the radar, especially considering that it's a $68.7 billion deal and has major implications towards the future of COD and many other IPs that were previously under the domain of Activision, which will now be under the Microsoft umbrella. Franchises like Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, and Candy Crush are now controlled by Microsoft. Obviously, I'm going to focus more on Call of Duty for now. As you can see on the screen, this acquisition has gone on for almost 2 years thanks to the now defeated Federal Trade Commission having objections to the merger. The original deal had to be restructured to satisfy the concerns of the Federal Trade Commission and competition like Sony, which had a lot to be worried about as their biggest competitor in the market stood on the brink of becoming even larger while also affecting a game on their platform. Sony's major concern was Microsoft pulling COD away from the PlayStation platform and creating a major dent in Sony's gaming catalog. And as large as COD is, that's a huge dent to say the least. Phil Spencer was extremely satisfied on Friday, tweeting or Xing, "Today is a good day to play. We officially welcome Activision Blizzard King to Team Xbox. Together, we'll create stories and experiences that bring players together in a culture empowering everyone to do their best work and celebrate diverse perspectives." It's pretty safe to say that Sony's executives actually have been alarmingly quiet through much of this after their initial objections filed with the Federal Trade Commission. Knowing Sony, I'm sure they have something in the works to eventually counter this move by Microsoft. This is big business after all. This deal is the largest for Microsoft since its acquisition of LinkedIn back in 2016, coming in at just, and I say this tongue-in-cheek, just $26 billion, while also considering that they paid $7.5 billion for Bethesda only 2 years ago. Even though Microsoft has become the third largest gaming company behind Tencent and Sony, make no mistake about it, the other two are watching, planning, and moving to secure their holds on the top spots. Sony has got to consider this move as a shot across the bow they initially ignored, but no longer. That you can base upon their reaction and filing to have this entire deal squashed. Like I said, keep an eye on them. Now, while we have our eyes toward the future, Modern Warfare 3, or MW3 for short, will not be added to the Xbox Game Pass this year, at least coming from Activision Blizzard. But I would not be overly shocked if by Christmas or New Year's, the Xbox Game Pass team making some announcement about COD MW3 being added. You know that Christmas revenue is hard to pass up, especially since they have 25 million potential reasons to get on Game Pass, and that's just COD and Diablo 4. Take it to the bank that Microsoft will do everything they can to leverage these games to maximize the earnings potential in front of them, spurred on by the sure-to-be over-the-top hype that will be MW3. However, before we look forward, we also have to look back as well. There is still some house cleaning to be done on this deal, and that brings us right to the office door of one Bobby Kotick. Yes, that Bobby Kotick. This man's reputation precedes him and does not need any further mention than that, especially if you played any Activision associated games or franchises under his reign. The man is a menace, and he knows his time is limited. After all, he now has a boss to report to, and for him, that can't be a warm and fuzzy feeling. While acknowledging the transition that should last until the end of this year, that's it, Bobby. Clear your office out, return some emails, leave your badge and office keys with security on your way out. You're done. He put out the usual CEO speak full of platitudes and statements of cooperation, but we all know it's just word salad, a nothing burger. Face it, he's known for months that this was a possibility. Now, it's his reality. Bobby will be fine. He has, over the years, managed to rack up quite a few million to soothe his bruised ego, unlike many of his underlings. So what does this mean for all of us? I think for the most part, it gives hope that the game will be in a better place going forward. MW3 may turn out to be a mess, or it may turn out to be decent. At this point, even with the beta being out, I'm going to lean more on the messy side. This acquisition has been going on as stated previously for nearly 2 years. The sheer fact that the studio cranked out another game before the ink was dry on the takeover can only mean one thing: the game was rushed. Perhaps it was Kotick's last chance to grab some options, credits, or cash for the game before Microsoft came in and upset the apple cart. Perhaps it was his last chance to stick it to the throngs who have long clamored for his ouster. There's going to be a lot of bugs and screw-ups. Both of these things are to be expected and will be in any game for sure. However, put yourself in the shoes or place of someone who works on these games. The artists, engineers, coordinators, team leads, etc., they had to work under extremely stressful situations and conditions where they not only had to hear the constant harsh criticism from gamers about MW2, some of which is very justified, some of which is really not. Add to that the pressure cooker of making a new game, some say finishing what is really MW2 or really an expansion in a very tight window, all the while worrying about this merger and how it may or may not impact your job and therefore, and most importantly, your life. After all, how many of us are living paycheck to paycheck? I'm sure there are many dedicated and professional employees that worked on MW2 or MW3, and I'm sure there are many with personal integrity and commitment. But human nature is human nature, especially in the gaming sphere. Those without solid foundations had to be side-eyeing a new future position somewhere given the circumstances. I don't blame them, not really. This is a business after all, and you have to make a living. We all do, unless you're Bobby Kotick. Not that guy, he's good to go. But these people are going to miss more than the usual bugs and game-breaking errors in that situation. Their minds are not going to be fully focused on the product. It's a game to us, but a product at the end of the day. Quality control is going to suffer. Ideas, however, great or grandiose, will suffer as well. How much was allowed to slide just to crank this game out? As we inched closer and closer to the release of MW3, did you notice how fast and how many skins, camos, celebrity, and TV franchise skins came out? The more I think about it, the more I am inclined not to pre-order this game. I have not watched any content regarding the beta or any footage of supposed beta gameplay. I didn't want to be influenced in any way before I made this video. I just can't shake that sinking feeling that this game is going to be more of a dumpster fire than MW2. Bottom line, get the game if you want. It's your money after all. Just keep your expectations low, and maybe the game will turn out to be decent, and maybe you will have fun playing it. Buyer beware, as it's said. Let me know what direction you think the franchise will go after this announcement. What are your concerns and critiques? The king is dead. Long live the king. It's your time, and I thank you for sharing it with me. Have a great day.